The information provided in this podcast is for general informational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. Listening to this podcast does not create an attorney-client relationship with Foyle Legal. For advice tailored to your situation, please consult a qualified legal professional. Welcome to Personal Injury Claims Explained by Foyle Legal, your trusted source for understanding personal injury claims in Western Australia. Each week, we simplify complex legal issues, from motor vehicle accidents to workplace injuries, so you can confidently navigate your rights and claim the compensation you deserve.
You know those moments? You're walking down the street, completely focused on your thoughts, then bam, a rogue puddle, a slick patch of pavement. Suddenly, you're wondering how close you were to a faceplant. And that's precisely what we're diving into today. We're tackling slip and fall compensation claims, specifically in Western Australia.
This isn't just about knowing your rights, it's about navigating the legal system, which can feel like trying to solve a maze blindfolded sometimes.
Tell me about it. Okay, let's say the worst happens. You've tripped, you're down, pride slightly bruised, maybe a scraped knee. What's the very first thing you should do according to Foyle Legal?
Documentation is your best friend here. Immediately report the incident to the business owner or manager. It's not just about being a good citizen, it's about establishing a record of what happened.
So you're saying, hey, I just took a tumble over there by the Kiwi display, just so you know.
Exactly. And don't stop there. Take pictures of the scene, the hazard, whatever caused you to trip. If there are witnesses, gather their contact information. Don't be afraid to ask if there's any security footage. It might seem like a long shot, but it could be crucial.
So we're channeling our inner detective here, gathering evidence. Because proving negligence seems to be key, right?
Absolutely. Negligence is the heart of these claims. You need to show that the property owner didn't take reasonable care to prevent your accident. That's where the initial evidence comes in. It paints a picture of what happened and whether someone dropped the ball, so to speak.
Okay, that makes sense. But let's say you're a bit dazed and confused in the moment. You don't do all that detective work right away. How long do you have to make a claim? Is there like a time limit?
There definitely is, and it's called the Statute of Limitations. In Western Australia, you have 3 years.
3 years? That feels like a trap for people who are trying to do the right thing.
That's it, and it can sneak up on you faster than you think, especially if you're dealing with ongoing injuries and medical treatments.
So the message is clear. Don't wait around. Even if you're not sure you have a case, it's worth having a chat with a lawyer sooner rather than later.
Absolutely. Most personal injury lawyers offer a free initial consultation, so you have nothing to lose by reaching out and getting some advice.
It's so easy to think, oh, it'll never happen to me, but 3 years can go by in a flash. Speaking of time, it's not just about filing a claim, it's about understanding what you might be entitled to. Let's talk compensation. If you do have a valid claim, what are we talking about here? What determines how much you might receive?
Well, it's not as simple as pulling a number out of a hat. Foyle Legal points to a few key factors. The severity of your injuries plays a huge role, and we're talking a spectrum here. A sprained ankle is one thing, but Foyle Legal even mentions something called FOOSH, a fall on outstretched hand, which could be surprisingly serious.
FOOSH, gotta love a good medical acronym. But I'm guessing a bruised ego doesn't really count in the compensation department.
Probably not, but you bring up a good point. It's not just about the immediate ouch factor. It's about the impact on your life. Can you work? Are you facing ongoing medical care, physiotherapy, things like that? All of that gets factored in.
So it's not just about the initial pain. It's about the long-term consequences. It makes you think twice about those minor stumbles.
Exactly. And of course, proving negligence is critical. Remember, we talked about that. The stronger your evidence, the better your chances of receiving higher compensation.
Okay, so let's get to the part I'm really curious about. Foyle Legal mentioned a couple of real-life cases in the settlements, and the differences were eye-opening. One involved a young man, and wait for it, a banana. Always be wary of rogue bananas, folks. He received a $150,000 settlement. Then there was a woman in Sydney who slipped in a fruit shop. She walked away with $660,000. What makes that difference? How is that even possible?
Those two cases really highlight how much the specifics matter. The Sydney woman's case likely involved more severe injuries with long-term consequences, hence the significant difference in the payout. It's not just about slipping, it's about what happens because you slipped. Medical bills, lost wages, even a potential career change. If the injuries are serious enough, it all adds up.
That makes sense. $660,000, that's life-changing money.
It can be. And remember, These cases are often settled based on what a court would likely award if the case went to trial. That's why having a skilled lawyer who can effectively argue your case and demonstrate the full impact of your injuries is so important.
This is all so fascinating. It makes you think twice about every wet floor sign and uneven sidewalk. But if I'm being honest, it also sounds a bit overwhelming, all this talk about legal battles in courtrooms. Is it even worth going through all that? Do these cases usually even make it to court? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Or, well, in some cases, the $660,000 question. But seriously, is a courtroom showdown inevitable?
Not at all. In fact, most slip and fall cases are settled out of court.
Really?
It's often in everyone's best interest to reach a fair agreement without a lengthy and costly trial.
Okay, that's reassuring. But still, lawyers, paperwork, negotiations, it can feel intimidating. What about the financial side of things? Are there options for people hesitant to pursue a claim because of legal fees?
Absolutely. Many personal injury lawyers work on a no-win, no-fee basis.
So they only get paid if you get paid.
That's right.
That's pretty compelling.
Exactly. It's designed to make legal representation accessible. So don't let those concerns hold you back from at least getting some advice.
No win, no fee. It's like they believe in your case enough to share the risk. That's a powerful message.
It really is. And it speaks to the importance of seeking out experienced lawyers who know the ins and outs of these cases.
This has been seriously eye-opening. I feel like I'm walking around with a whole new perspective, carefully scanning for rogue grapes and suspiciously slippery surfaces.
I'm glad to hear it. Awareness is key.
Yeah.
And, it makes you think, if knowing your rights as a potential victim is important, imagine how crucial it is for businesses to be aware of their responsibilities in preventing these accidents in the first place.
Right. It's a two-way street. Suddenly those caution wet floor signs seem a lot more important.
Exactly. It's about creating a safe environment for everyone. We all have a role to play.
Well said. We've covered a lot of ground today, from rogue bananas to six-figure settlements. For our listeners who want to stay upright, both literally and legally, what are the key takeaways here?
Number one, don't underestimate the power of immediate action. Report that fall, document everything, and gather evidence like your next meal depends on it.
Got it. Those first steps are crucial.
And secondly, time is of the essence. 3 years might seem like forever, but connect with a legal professional sooner rather than later. They can help you navigate the system, understand your options, and hopefully get you the compensation you deserve.
Act fast, seek advice, and don't try to go it alone words to live by. This deep dive has been fascinating and empowering. It just goes to show knowledge really is power. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, watch your step out there.
Thank you for listening to Personal Injury Claims Explained by Foyle Legal. We hope this episode helped clarify your rights and next steps in your injury claim. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and visit foylelegal.com for more useful information. See you next time.